Okay. In today's session, we'll see the special concept called modules. Okay. So module is nothing but, let's suppose if you have a logic in other JavaScript code, if you want to take help of the same JavaScript code or logic in a main script file, at the time we'll take help of modules. So modules are nothing but these are, it might be a function, it might be a variable, it might be some formula, whatever it might be. So to utilize the existed code or existed functionality from another script to the existed like a new script will take help of like this models. To make you understand this, I'll take example so that it will be easily understand to you. Okay. So let's suppose I'm creating a new JavaScript file with the name modules. Okay. So I'm creating a new JavaScript file here. Okay. So after creating JavaScript file here, what I'll do is I'll add some code into this. So remember, coming to the JavaScript modules, so in whatever the module or whatever the functionality you want to export into the main library, so we have to take help of export keyword. So whenever you want to work with the modules, these two keywords are very, very important. Export and import. Export is a keyword which is make any variable or function to available in other JavaScript file. Okay. So whenever you want to make available, let's suppose we'll define one variable and we'll see the example how it will work. Okay. So now let's suppose what I'll do is I'll define a variable export. Sorry, without export, I'll define first. Okay. So constant. Okay, I want to define one constant variable with the name equals to, I'll give my name, let's suppose. So I'm defining this thing in this JavaScript file. Now what I'll do is I want to import this file into our original script or like our main script. So whenever you want to import JavaScript file, one JavaScript file into another JavaScript file, we have to take help of import keyword first. The next, after import keyword, what we have to do is here we have to take help of this curly brackets. Inside this curly brackets, we have to take help of this variable. Okay. So whatever the variable we define here, we have to specify that inside this. Then next, after this flower brackets, we have to take help of from. In this from, we have to specify a path dot slash modules.js. Okay, I'm saying modules.js. Now I'm saving this one. So there is no errors. Now what I'll do is I'll go to live server. You can see it is giving an error. Uncaught syntax error. And you can see cannot use import statement outside a module. Remember, whenever you want to use one JavaScript file into another JavaScript file, in your code file, while importing script, in this, sorry, in the script, we have to add type equals to module. In the script file, we have to specify this thing first. Type equals to module. Then only it will work. Okay. I'm saving this now as of now. So there are no errors. Now I'm coming to this one. So now one error got fixed. So the requested module from this file does not provide an export named name. Remember, so though we'll be having variable name in the script.js file, sorry, modules.js file, but that is not accessible in the script.js file. If you see here, is this Vue.js? I'm going to. So if you see here, in the modules.js file, we'll be having variable with the name constant, like with the variable type of constant, we'll be having variable, but while trying to access it, it is not giving access to access the variable of this modules. To make available this variable in this script file, we have to import it with the export keyword. Additionally, we have to add export keyword to this so that this will be available in the script.js. Now we can access that thing. If you see now, you won't get any errors. You go here. So we won't be able to see any errors. Now what I want to do is I'll try to access that. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll say console.log off. So I'll say what is that variable name, right? I want to see the output. Okay. I'm saving this. I'll go to server now. You can see it is giving output like Yakub. Not only variable, we can import many different things like this. Let's suppose I want to import one function. Like I'll write a few lambda functions and we'll see how it will return an output. So whenever you want to, so before importing that, just we'll define the functions and we'll see how we can define. So constant, like let's suppose I'll define different constant functions. Okay. Constant. So I'll take help of the arrow function to write the functions. Add of equals to, I'll take two parameters. Those are a comma b. And here I'll take help of arrow function. So here I want to return an output like a plus b. So as you might be familiar with this syntax in the previous sessions, I might explain you on this. Okay. So the syntax of arrow function is very simple. So let's suppose if you want to do same thing with a normal function, how we can do? So we have to write function. So after function keyword, we have to write the function name. In this function, we have to specify the parameters. So after these parameters, we have to close and open parenthesis. In this, we have to write return statement, return a plus b. This is the traditional approach to write a function. Same thing like whatever we are doing here, we did here with the arrow function. So arrow function is a simple notation of writing a function, or we can say easiest way to write a function. So here you can see add is a function name, a comma b are the parameters. You can see a comma b are the parameters, and I want to return a plus b as an output. Same thing we implemented with the arrow function in this example. Now what I'll do is I'll comment it. Okay. Once we commented this now, next to what I'll do is I'll try to save this one. Simply like however we imported this one, we like yeah, I'll define one more function and we'll import both the things. Constant subtraction equals to, we have to specify variables like a comma b. And the next here arrow function I'll specify. So in between a and b, I have to perform this operation, a minus b operation. Okay. So now I define these two functions. So if you want to call these functions, how we can do is in the script file, we have to specify that function name. So here I'll say add, sorry, in the console, we should not do that directly. Initially, we have to add it here, name, comma, add, comma, sub. Like this, I'm importing these two functions as well. Along with this, now what I'll do is I want to console, like I want to see the output of those functions as well in a console. Console log add of 2, 3. Similarly, here what I'll do is I'll say console.log of 7, 2. And I'm saving this one. Once we saved it, it's showing an error. In which line? Is there something? Yeah, here from bracket got missed. That's why we got an error. Okay. So here console log, here also just we specify numbers. Okay. Here we have to specify substring. Okay. Now I'm saving this. There are no errors. So once we saved it, I'll go to the log and I'll see not provided export number. You can see it is saying an error like on top of add. Coming to the add function, we haven't added export keyword. That's why it is not working. Okay. So now what I'll go is I'll go to this in the modules file. So in front of this, we have to take help of export keyword, and on top of this also we have to add help export keyword. Okay, so here spelling mistake. Now I'm saving this one. So once we save this one, we have to import them here. As we imported that, I'm saving this in all the places. Now I'm coming to this one. You can see Yakub 5 5. So why it is giving 5 5? So in the first case, I have given 2 plus 3. 2 comma 3 means it is going to this function. In this model, 2 comma 3 means, so here 2 comma 3 means 2 plus 3, it is giving 5 as an output. Similarly, for subtraction, I have given values like 7 comma 2, it is giving output like 5. So it is giving expected output only. So coming to here, whenever you want to import a function, we can import a function in several ways. The first way is the standard way, however, we are importing here. Whereas if you want to import this model with some alias name, at the time what you can do is subtract as, we can take help of as keyword. Okay. Subtraction. Okay, I'm saving this one, and here instead of sub, I'll take help of subtraction. Okay, I'm saving this one. So now if you go to the console, you can see the same output. It won't change. To make you understand much better, I'll change the variable value so that it will be much clear to you. Fine. I'm saving this. Now again, I'll go to live server to show you the output. You can see it is giving output like 2. So here exactly what I am going to convey is, so whenever you want to keep any alias name for the function. So if you don't want to use the module or function name as is, at the time you can take help of as keyword, and whatever the name you want to give while accessing that function, you can specify that name here. Like this, you can import any modules, functions, or variable from other functions. So to import any function, we have to take help of import keyword. Whereas if you want to make this function or variable available in this function on the main function, we have to take help of export keyword before defining the variable. These things you should remember clearly. And the next thing is, so we can make we can create a default export variables as well. Now what I'll do is I'll create a one function export greet. Let's suppose I'm creating a function with the name greet. Okay. So yeah, it is a function, right? Like I'll write a function export function. So coming to the function, we have to give function name. I'm giving the function name like a greet. Okay. So after this, I'm taking help of this one. The next in this, I'll write a return statement. Hello. Welcome to JavaScript. Some gap. Let's suppose I'm writing this text. Okay, and I'm saving this one. So now what I want to do is, so we can import this function in the script. So we can import at least one function from the export as a default. Okay. So remember, only one function or one variable we can make as a default export. Okay. So if you make this function as default export, we can't make another functions as default export. Okay, at a time only one function will be a default export. And you might think like, what is the advantage of this default export? So remember, coming to the default export function or variable, it will be implemented, like it will be accessed directly without this flower brackets even. So let's suppose I'll say greet comma. Directly we can access this function like this. Now what I'll do is, similarly I'll console this. Console.log Okay, so here I'll specify greeter. Okay, as it is not having any parameters, no worries. I'm saving this one. And if you see now, you get an output. Hello, welcome to JavaScript after some gap. Okay, so this is about modules. So once again, I'll recap this thing. So whenever you want to work with the modules, first thing you should remember is in the index file or in the HTML file, so whatever the file you're using, on that you have to specify this key value pair. Type equals to module you should add. So after adding that, so whatever the functions you want to import, you can define all those functions in a new file. So here I kept name like modules.js. Whatever the name you want to give, you can give those names. So whatever the logics you want to take in the main JavaScript file, you can write all the logics here. Okay. Whenever you want to make variable or function available into the another JavaScript file, we have to define that variable with the export keyword. Then only these functions or variable will be available in another JavaScript file. Okay. So whenever you want to make these variables available, we have to take help of export function. Similarly, whenever we want to access same functions, we have to take help of import functions. So while importing any module, we have to define all the functions or variables inside these curly brackets. Whereas in any module, we can write any function as a default export. That functions we can export without that flower bracket. This is the summary of the session. Thank you.
Summary of
Just wait.